Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's showtime. Another demo. Easy. I've covered this before. I'm just trying to get the hang of the game, not looking for any particular challenge. Want to see the game play, see the mechanics, that kind of thing, so I'm going to choose the easy. Demo content, limited 2 hours of gameplay, which is my limit anyway, pretty much. Early access has no time limit and has more features. Once it guess it can be played. I guess we're still just in demo. Okay, so single player, multiplayer co-op, which is test. Experimental. Explore, hey, Lone Star Wolf. Explore an infinite procedural world. When well implemented, procedural worlds can be awesome. They can also sometimes be stale and sterile. A train. We control it. The train and its production, crafting and scrapping and building. Oh my. Let's just continue. You were meant to wake on another world. A paradise. Something went wrong. The robot vanguards built the terraformed structures, but never started them up. The moon remains a frozen hell. The train is your only chance of survival. It generates energy the faster it moves. If the batteries run out, containment fails and the train explodes. Search for facilities, resources, food, and other colonists. Never stop moving. So, never stop, never stopping. I'm loading. You'll have a glider that sort of floats over ahead and scouts the terrain from what I saw. And it is shootery, at least some parts of it, which I found interesting. Ooh, okay, how about, whoa. Got a gun, got a scrapper kit, got basic ammo, inventory. We want the gun in the 1 spot, I think. Scrapper kit in the 2 spot. Okay, can't scrap that. I know there are bad guys just around the corner because I saw someone playing like the first 20 or 30 seconds. Took about 5 minutes for the stream to load. Nice work, Twitch. Hey, well, you know, it's Twitch. All right, we got our gun. We got bad guys waiting. There were bad guys, and the other guy was playing. I saw bad guys. We've got rations. Oh, there we are. He's not the brightest fellow that I've ever seen, in that he ran into a wall and stood there. And maybe he's not a fellow, maybe he's programmed. Dismantle robot remains and scrappable objects. Well, haven't found any of them yet, except the robot I just murdered, presumably. Who vanished. No, he did not vanish. He's hiding behind the box. He's resting. I will loot him. Take all. That's some rations and some field rations. And we swap over and dismantle him. What did we get? It'd be really disappointing this game doesn't spend half the time running extension cords. Yeah, well, you are a difficult one to keep happy. Got some scrap, got ammo, field rations, rations, and bolt for crafting. A hacking kit. Add it to the toolbar. Presumably, this will allow me for hacking, well, let's say, computers. No hacking kit available. Aha! Hacking kit. I rescued another colonist. Ah, he was behind a door. And you have to rescue colonists to increase the number of people on board your ship, as some of them will die over time. I will scrap that. No, I don't have to scrap it. That looks like that's a locked door. So we'll go in here, press Q near cover to take cover. Okay, cover, got it. I'm already at full health. What do we got in here? Anybody else? Anybody else? Any bad guys? Interact. A train is waiting outside, but not for long. Trains must keep moving to stay powered, escape the facility, and board before time runs out. Oh, great. I hate timed content, just as a general thing. Did I pick something up that whoop. Oh, there's something there. Rations. Oh. We'll loot. Take all. More rations. Gotta say, the combat feels clunky. Which will be fine if it's not like a big part of the... What is that? I'm assuming green is where I have to go. I don't know what the other icon on the map is. Oh, this is a heal. That will be nice, is that I did take a little damage. More rations. The rations are for the other people on board. We've got a Healy thing over here. We'll use that. Other side? No. Why does it... up there it is. We got 5 minutes to reach minimum safe distance. Leave the facility. There's a train. How fortunate for me. So far, I find the ideas very interesting, the combat underwhelming. If it's not a huge part of it, I don't think that necessarily is a big deal. Enter cockpit. I'll pick up isotopes, we'll pick up scrap, rations, tech. I'm just looting everything. I hope they like me. Okay, synthesizer. We make ammo, basic ammo, heavy ammo. We can make bolts, plates, pistol barrels. Orbs? We can make orbs. Energy is... Wow, the energy is flowing down pretty quick, actually. I have to go to the cockpit. Reach charging speed of 300 kilometers an hour. That's 186 miles an hour. I cannot read the kilometers per hour. Speed, the indicator is terrible. We can toggle a shield on. We're probably, I assume we're at energizing the battery power drain. All system train derailing. Okay, we'll slow down. I cannot see our speed. 303. We need to be at 300, I think. Yeah, we need to be at 300, so 303. We can toggle a shield on to protect us from frontal collisions. There are 3 passengers. Am I a passenger? Batteries are charging. Well, I guess that's an unsafe speed, is the redder part of the gauge. So I have not had to run any extension cords for it, but power is an issue. I have to charge the battery up to 80, and we are at 59-60%. Reverse camera. Nothing's chasing us. %. We'll hit 80%, and then I will stop. And we'll store the rations in the train chest. I'm not sure how much it makes sense it makes for us to how do I get out? Active barrier. How do I get out? Toggle tooltip. How do I get out? F, E, move. No, move's not doing it. Toggle help. Alright, that's helpful, but I'm not actually helping in this particular case. Session info settings. Controls. So, no mouse and keyboard controls listed. Interesting choice. You have to turn back around to look out. Okay, where's the... That's the synthesizer. Where's the chest? Oh. You gotta keep them elevated. Bam, bam, bam. That's the glider. That's isotopes. More scrap. We got a pretty big place here. Uppies! Oh, where's the chest? Like to reach the chest anytime. That would be cool. We have a map. This is the last thing. This is the chest. No, that's tech. And that's isotopes, right? Yeah, that's isotopes. Uppies? Yeah, so this is it. I didn't see the chest. I'm assuming it's there somewhere. Enter hatch. Ah, glider catcher, empty wagon, glider bay. Oh, quick travel. I guess the expedition wagon. Didn't look like it took me there, but okay. Synthesizer. Alright, where's the chest? General parts, ammunition, weapon parts, equipment. All. Q. Well, where the bleep is the chest? Craft ammo. Oh, I have to use craft ammo first. Alright, basic ammo is what I need. We'll make one. Okay, store rations in the train chest. Now that's the synthesizer. Open energy storage. Okay. That's the chest. All right. We can drop the isotopes in there. Is that isotopes too? No, that's rations. Not the rations. Field rations. Give me some healing, I presume. Oh my god, could you please move the freaking... Ah! Move the overlay. Oh my god, what on earth? Basic ammo. We're probably going to need that. Bolts for crafting. Tech for rare crafting. Scrap for crafting. More scrap. Isotopes, glider, rations. Okay. Find the next facility on the map. M. Charge the batteries for expedition. Can't scroll back any further. That's the next facility. Those are question marks. But I think we've already chosen left, so we're going to go in that direction. We're starting up again. We're supposed to be starting up again. We don't appear to actually be starting up again. Why are we not starting up? Go to the expedition wagon and leave the train. Go on an expedition. Oh, great. Expedition wagon. Where's quick travel? Did that actually take me there? It looks like it did. Okay. Now we have to go out, right? Exit. I'm evidently on the wrong side. Enter the facility. Is there actually a facility here? There's a facility way down there. Well, if that's where I'm supposed to be, I've got a bit of a run. So far I find the concept somewhat interesting. so far, not impressed with the game itself. So we're going to give it a while longer. I do have one more demo to try, and if I'm not happy with this one at the, say, the 45 or 50 minute, I'll segue to the last of the demos I downloaded for demo days. And the charge is going to run out before I can get back. They wouldn't let me move forward. I tried. I wonder if the 1120 at the top is an actual representation of how long it's going to take us to get through the battery charge. Maybe. Let's see, how long does it take? Go to 47. Should be about 15 seconds, I'm guessing. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000, 6 1000, 7 1000, 8 1000, 9 1000, 10 1000, 1 1000, 2 1000, 3. Yeah, about there. Should be relatively accurate then. But what? 2-minute run to get to this, maybe 3 by the time I get there, and then 3-minute run back. I'm on an expedition! I'm having an adventure! If that counts as a facility. I mean, I just stopped in the middle of nowhere to put away the stuff I hadn't put away. I mean, it's an interesting idea. I'm not sure it's going to work for me, though, given, especially as I previously mentioned, when we had a timer to get to the train. I'm not big on time-driven stuff. And we've been running for 3 minutes, which means we're guaranteed 3 minutes back, or 4. Which means we have about 4 minutes in there. My assumption is we're probably going to fail. And, pardon me, the train's going to blow up. I'm not getting much closer to that place. And then I'm probably going to swap to the other game. I thought I was getting closer. I don't feel like I'm actually getting much closer. On the other hand, my guy's in great condition. I mean, the equipment can't be light. He's been running for 4 minutes now, non-stop. We're definitely not making it back. So I'm probably going to be moving on to the second game. Because I don't think I made any mistakes, really. At least not any that they shouldn't have told me about. And it's not improved by the fact that they have no keyboard and mouse assignments listed. So I can't change those even if I wanted to. Not an especially good start. 5 minutes we've been running for now. We could turn around and get back and accomplish nothing. Was that lightning from the weird colored puffy clouds? Of course it's not Earth because we've got pink clouds. I've almost made it there after 6 minutes of running. Enter the facility. If I can find a door, I will. Of course, the door is on the far end of the facility. If there's a door at all. Okay. What? What was that? Am I inside now? Did I clip inside? I think I clipped inside. Yeah, I clipped inside because this is all empty and... yeah, okay. I think we can all see where this one's going. So... yeah, oh, unstuck, teleport to train. Let's give that a shot. That did teleport us back. Doesn't seem like it wants us to actually go. Nothing's happening again. Yeah, the game is not gonna make it. Nope. I'm gonna change the title. So give me a second here as I have to do some business. Everrail. How much of it is Everrail and how much I was screwing up, I have no idea. Let's try Tides of Blazefall. Blazefall, I think. Yeah, Blazefall. All right, that should be updated now. Update this. Okay, now we come over here and we launch this. We give it a second to get its act together. It will take me much longer than that to get my act together, I can assure you of that. It's thinking, it's thinking. And boom. Boom. A lot of times it'll take it a minute to wake up. Oh, you cannot be serious. Come on, guys, what are you doing? No music. I guess music is considered ambient volume. Everything should be now working correctly. I will double check because, hey, you deserve the best that I can give you. I don't give that to you very often, but it is what you deserve. That one's there. That one's there. There we go. Okay, that's all working. Excellent. Is anything not working as far as you can tell? New game. And this is an RPG, sort of fantasy sailing game with cards. Captain's log, day 1, month of Utua, year 612 after the breaking of the sun. It wasn't my fault. I was carrying it and someone bumped me. And I dropped it, okay? But it wasn't like I was careless with it. I was bumped. By some blessing or curse, we outpaced the Sombrian dread ship on the Pale Oath. Or the Pale Oath, sorry, the name of the ship. We've taken refuge for a night in a cove of bare white stone. The crew sleeps uneasy. The wounded groan beneath the deck. I'm starting to regret our raid into the enemy heartland, you think? Still, we live. That's more than most could say after meeting the Pale Oath. Mask of mockery. You call this living? The pen jerks in your hand. The ink spills across the page. It's happening again. Your sun-bleached mind puts on new masks, trying to find which one fits best. Which one could become your new face? Quiet. I'm writing. Writing lies. You didn't outpace the Sombrian ship. You hid like a coward. Quiet. I did not hide. Your pride lifts you higher. I did not hide. It was a tactical withdrawal. Correct. A calculated, well-executed move. Bravo. Delude yourself all you like. The crew knows the truth. Did you see how they look at you? Traits. You've gained your first trait point. Many decisions or answers will reinforce parts of your captain's persona represented by traits. This will influence your interactions with other characters and unlock additional choices. Let me finish. Outside, the tide's beginning to shift. I believe that should be tides with an exclamation, or not, with a apostrophe. As in outside, the tide is beginning to shift. The broken thing we call the sun will arise soon. And judging by the white rocks all around us, its rays will bleach this cove clean. I wonder that's why the Sombrians didn't follow us. But we cannot linger either. We must put more miles between us and the enemy. Run all you like. The Pale Oath's shadow stretches far. All hands on deck. Let's leave this accursed bay. New quest, sail away from the bay. All right, let's come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me. Journal, J. Okay, nothing. Sails, cargo is H. Also nothing. Steering wheel and sails. Right. Okay. Hull and crew, 10 out of 10. Oh, we have a little damage from our encounter with the Pale Oath. W and S control sails. And we sail out. A and D are turning. Control is lock the steering wheel. Observe the wind, presumably the little swooshy marks. Oh, avoid the rock. We did. Slow down to turn easing. Yep. Not that I've got our sails are not fully up. We're only up about halfway. I do know what we have to do next, though. Enter the object to catch it. Look for blue zones that may mark collectible items. We need food. A red wound of a dying day opens on the horizon. Sounds cheery. The broken sun peers into Evershade through a narrow slit between Luata and the sea. One by one, the crew members slink under the decks or hide behind railings, but you stand there, your face warm from the rays. Its skin tingles like another mask. Quartermaster, Captain, sir, hate to interrupt, but... He tenses up as you turn toward him. It's just, we're nearly out of supplies. We're already scraping the bottom of the barrel. If we fail to find something soon... Mask of Pride, you are mistaken. I counted the supplies before departure, and I'm never wrong. Check again, fools. No. Forget the supplies, the Sombrians. All right, we'll supply on the first possibility. Your prudency grows. Dear Prudence. All right, we'll resupply on the first possibility. Are you sure the crew will take that as a promise? What if you fail to find anything? Maybe you shouldn't have promised. Maybe it's safer not to look. The Pale Oath is out there after all. Quartermaster nods and retreats. This crew trusted you with their lives. You should take good care of them. Are you their captain or their mummy? Is this a warship or a pleasure cruise? They say each kingdom is 3 missed meals away from revolution. Don't forget that. Ah, revolution, just what we need. Decks wet with blood. Shut your eyes so hard they hurt until all the voices drown in the darkness. The light on the horizon fades, making way for a long, cold, hungry night. Find more supplies before the end of the next day. Fortunately, at the end of every day, every crew member consumes 1 supply for each missing supply. Lose 1 crew member. Currently have 27 supplies. We use 10 a day. Some quests are time limited. Optional, gather 3 fish in 30 seconds. I have 30 seconds to catch 3 fish. Eight, 7, 6, 5. Whew. Sailors wrestle another brimming net onto the deck. Within the coarse mesh, you see miserable catch. Isla's sickly fish with pale skins hauled up from the Stygian depths of the forlorn sea. Well, much obliged, Captain. That'll keep the crew fed for a day or 2, eh? No, that was, I think, 3 fish, and we have 10 crew. That'll keep them fed for a third of a day. My compassion deepens. Bing bong. I would like to catch those fish over there. Because I would like to catch those fish over there. Another supply. We're at full speed now. I probably don't want to keep on full speed at all times. I'm far more likely to run into something unpleasant, like an island. Enter yellow zones to interact. Captain, sail ahoy! Weather-beaten Sombrian frigate bobs on the waves, its rigging a mast, sails limp, not a single lookout in the mast. A weather-beaten okay. Mask of Pride. Pathetic! The opponents truly are fools. This is not the dreadship you feared. Still, you can't let them escape and bring reinforcements. You give orders, black banner unfurled. You fall upon the enemy like a nocturnal bird of prey. How many owls? Pretty much it? Birds of prey that are nocturnal? Destroy an enemy ship. Tides of Blazefall. All right, welcome to Tides of Blazefall Battle Tutorial. Click to continue. During combat, you'll plan actions that trigger at the end of each round. Defeat the enemy ship by playing cards from your hand. The enemy's hull, red, or crew, blue, is reduced to 0, you win. If your hull or crew drops to 0, the battle is lost. The enemy went first and planned an action. This action is unknown for now, but later you'll be able to discover what it is. Now is your turn to act. I have full energy points, time to spend them. It's like 3 energy points. Drag one of the cards from your hand into the battlefield. Target the space with the enemy's ship. Great, you've played your first attack, however, it won't be executed right away. Your attack is placed behind the enemy action in the action queue. This means the enemy action has lower initiative. Mine was 4. So he will act before I shoot. It's time to reposition. Move away from the enemy ship. Drag your ship in an adjacent space to choose the direction of movement. Select an action card to discard. Once you have no cards or energy left to spend, it's time to carry out planned actions. Their effects will resolve based on the initiative value on each card from lowest to highest. If 2 cards have the same initiative, the order they were played in determines which happens first. So, he played 3, a move, which will move him away from my shot. My shot will go off and hit the water, and then I will move away from where I was. Now you see the enemy action, it's a move with an initiative of 3. This means the enemy will move before you can shoot him. You may hover over an action or on the initiative to see the details. Move a space to the right. It's just a space to the right, and then a jump to the left. And then we move. Aim shot, accurate range is 3. 1, 2, 3, okay. This effect will only trigger if, at the moment of attack, your ship is exactly that many spaces from the target. No more, no less. That would deal 2d6 damage, which could conceivably sink him, but isn't likely. Or, it looks like that's the only one they're going to let us use. Okay, fine then. Action will have the same initiative as the enemy. Will always be resolved first. Now you can see the enemy is targeting my ship, but my shot will go off because I placed first, and when you know what the enemy will do, you can plan accordingly. Let's move away to dodge the attack. Move your ship, discard a card with a lower initiative than the enemy to move before he shoots. And unfortunately, moving with initiative 3 means the aiming shot won't be accurate in the accurate range anymore. You have 1 more energy, you're in a safe spot, and the enemy is going nowhere. Choose a card and make an attack. This time it'll be sure to find the target. We're going to do a d4. That shot's going to miss. Or no, that shot's going to hit. Then our second shot's going to miss. Whenever a ship gets hit, it loses a crew. So that lost a d4 hull damage and lost a crew. Ah, so my shot still did hit. Accurate range of 3. Okay, 3 at the most. Okay. So then we hit him again. He's doing something. You can drag the map left or right using mouse or Q and E if the ships are too far away. Right click or Alt to cancel the selected action. Got it. Let's see. Charging. Now you know how to play. Finish the enemy. Move 2 spaces to the right. It's just a hop to the left, and then 2 spaces to the right. He has done something. We do not know what. I'll move to the left. No, that was not what I wanted. Select a card to discard. Oh, we already did that. Ah, we did that. Okay, now my next action will be the aimed shot. Because no, we didn't want that. I bungled. Move 2 spaces to the left. Nope, we don't want that. Oof. He's down to 2. Let him. Give him what for. Ha 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 ha. Etc. We gained 3 supplies. Your men cheer, but you do not join them. Of course not. I'm the serious captain. I have to be calm, reserved, detached. I will reserve my woo-hoos for when I get to my cabin. The Sombrians didn't put up much of a fight. We look closer at one of the captured sailors. He stares into the distance with dead, pale eyes. Half his hair turned white, just like some of his skin. They're sun-touched. Poor wretches, bleached of memories and purpose, mindless victims of the broken sun. Look into these empty eyes. This is your future if you keep sailing too close to the light. Captain, sir, the prisoners. As the sinking sun disappears behind you, you turn your mind to other matters. You look at the fractured sky. Far above the clouds, the disk of Luwada still hangs, oozing golden glow from its cracks. Where did these sailors find enough light to... Suddenly the sky begins to crumble. Survive Blazefall. Avoid the falling fragments. Ah, okay. Things fall apart. The center cannot hold. You did get hit by one of them and took some damage. Creaking and groaning, your ship keeps outrunning the apocalypse. Seems you'll survive yet again. Captain, someone's tailing us. Shout wrestles you back to from your thoughts. You look toward the stern and notice another ship fleeing the blaze in the same direction. A powerful dread ship flying the flag of the Sombrian Dominion. The Pale Oath. They're not fleeing. They're chasing you. Try to escape the chase. Let's see. The dread ship is getting close. Grab a spyglass and notice Marines in white uniforms lining up the deck. Gun crews preparing to fire snipers on the rat lines. Tideweavers shaping their spells on the bow. The 100 faces of death. They probably blame you for the apocalypse of light. Maybe they're right. Captain, what be our orders? You put the spyglass down. Gentlemen, clearly, we must dance. There's silence on the deck, broken only by the creaking ropes and the shouts coming from the distant dread ship. Beyond it, the terrible white void of Blazefall approaches, apocalyptic in scale, yet devoid of sound. Yes, I did. I got to the facility. I wasn't going to be able to get back. I got to the facility. There was a ladder. I tried to climb it. I clipped through into the building. The building was empty and was floating up in the air above the ground outside. Well, apparently there was more stuff on the outside and they hadn't bothered to build the building into the bottom. It was empty. I couldn't get out. The only thing I could do was teleport back to the ship. And that still didn't allow me to move. So, yeah. Buggy, incomplete. I don't want to say fail, but in this instance, it did fail. Flee, you fool! The only winning move here is to not engage. Lily-lovered coward! We should stand and fight. If this be the day we meet our deaths, then let's make it worthy of song. Getting blown out of the water like a fool makes for a rather poor song. You know what's better? Let's do something insane. Let's sail right into the Blazefall. Sure, let's sail into the light. What's the worst that could happen? Your chaos engulfs more. Your courage increases. Broken sun is deadly and corrosive. It'll eat your ship and your crew, but if you stay just long enough to lose the Sombrians, then maybe. You give the order. Paleness whiter than Blazefall paints your crew's faces. No one moves on the deck. They're hesitant to follow such an order. Ungrateful wretches! On this ship, no one will ignore your direct order. You must set an example. No, maybe they're right. Maybe this whole let's kill ourselves before the enemy does thing is a bad idea. I'm going to shoot a reluctant crew member. Find the most disobedient pair of eyes and put a bullet between them. It doesn't take long to find a target. A half-dwergen cannoneer with crossed arms and a stubborn face. In one smooth movement, you draw your gun, fire. Man collapses on the deck with a loud thud. The others immediately set to work. The ship groans, performing a sudden turn. The tackling creaks, stretched to its limits. Half vegan? Might have been that too. Yeah, half dwegan. Let's instead of dwergen, he's a dwegan. The dreadship slows down, its captain unsure whether to follow you. As you approach the Blazefall, events of the last few days flash before your eyes. The heist of the century, the spear from the darkest depths, the sky cracking. Was it all for nothing? The light. It parts like a veil, leading to places so luminous they defy your imagination. The white burns until nothing remains. Some battles are not fought in the standard way. Instead, specific conditions must be met to achieve victory. We have to survive 4 turns. We must survive 4 turns of combat. Well, he's already done his 3 activities, so they all must have higher action. No, not necessarily. I don't know under what circumstances he would have that many. I'm going to play with his mind. He's got 80 hits. Good evening, and welcome. Okay, that's my move, 2 to the left. Then we'll shoot him. And then we'll reposition 2 to the left and move in. Here, take that, punk. Oh, maybe that wasn't optimal. Oof, okay, he did 6 to me. That was not optimal. I missed him. This is going great, trust me. Reveal 1 to 3. Reveal cards on initiative X. It's a fantasy. Take place on a fantasy world. Not technically a pirate, just a sailor. And we're trying to get away from the Pale Oath. We have to stay alive for 3 more turns. Reveal 1 to 3, gain 2 advantage. Roll twice more dice and choose the highest. So that'll happen at 1. All right. He hit me for just 1. Good, good. He hit me for 2. This is not optimal. We're giving him a little bit of what for, and then he missed us. We have to survive for 2 more turns. I'm saying that's probably not likely. Reveal cards on initiative X. Gain 2 advantage. No, I don't think we need that. Advantage would be good if we were actually fighting. I have no idea what happens if we run into him, but I guess I'm going to find out. Ramming occurs. Roll 2d6. Lower die, damage to the attacker. Higher die, damage to the defender. I took 2. He took 5. Missed me. Missed me. I think that one's going to hit. Nope, miss. Okay, a D8 he had on his last one. That was not what we wanted. Discard that one. We have to get ridiculously lucky to not get sunk. I think we got ridiculously lucky. And we finish off with a little boom and missed him. We survived 4 turns! We lost 18 hull integrity. A moment ago you were in a battle, and now we're on a raft. Apparently we sunk. The crack of cannon still rings in your skull. Now you feel weightless, translucent, a consciousness without a body spread wide in a sea of pain. And that's not good, right? I'm guessing not good? The burning sensation. I have a hero in City of Heroes named Burning Sensation. For those who are not aware of it, a burning sensation used to be the common reference one would make to certain sexually transmitted diseases. The burning sensation slowly bends around you. It forms the outlines of your skin, the itching tips of your fingers. Finally, you emerge from the great white alone on a small raft cobbled together from pieces of a larger ship. So I survived. My crew, maybe not so much. Awake yet, oh great captain! Your crew of 1 and your magnificent ship await your command. Oh, how low have you fallen? Yes, that's a piece of information you didn't really need. Probably didn't want. I will let you listen to the whispers from the Mask of Mockery while I refill my coffee cup. Be right back. So I survived. Perhaps my crew all found wreckage of their own that they're floating on, too, on their way back home to their families, their wives, their children. Shut up! Not you guys. There must be other survivors. I'll find them. Haven't you done enough? The Blazefall, the loss of the ship. Are we really going through all of this again? You ignore the nagging thoughts and scan the dark horizon, looking for anything that could help you. Soon, you notice a large clump of flotsam in the distance. It carries a person, precariously laying face down on the water's edge. By the way, flotsam is things that float after a ship sinks. Jetsam is things they threw overboard to try and avoid sinking. I know that because of the chapter titled Flotsam and Jetsam in Lord of the Rings. I looked it up. Another survivor. The clump barely holds together, lapped by waves in the sea. You try to steer toward it, hoping to reach the man before he sinks into the abyss, but then a gleam catches your attention far to the right. Your precious brass spyglass lodged between two wooden planks. It may sink at any moment. The passenger slowly slips beneath the waves. The spyglass tumbles towards the water. Oh no! Oh no! What do I do? Don't play a savior, people die. That's a part of this trade. Grab your loot and forget about him. He's probably one of your crew. He followed you here and ended up nearly dying. You owe him a rescue. Sailors are a resource you can get anywhere. Spyglass lenses, not to be confused with magnifying lenses, are only made in the cities of Clay Road. One is clearly more replaceable than the other. Sorry, dude. Oh, those are bad things that we do not want to run into. Rush after the spyglass and catch the item just before it sinks into the waves. When you turn your attention toward the man, he's long gone. Gained the old spyglass. Has a pleasant heft and seems in good condition. Use it to scout the horizon, looking for any land where you could rest and resupply and repair your small ship. Ship? Dude, come on, man. That ain't no ship. That's a raft of wreckage. Finally, your heart races. A tall, immobile shape is visible against the dim horizon many miles ahead. Land. Now at least you have something to aim for. I'm sailing away. Sorry. Old guy musical reference. The band would be Styx. The island is a dead, sharp rock jutting out of the sea like a broken bone. And yet it has a cozy fire. Or did I just make that? You're about to sail past when you notice warm light emanating from a cavern near the top. Then you see a small cove with a rowboat beached on gray sand. Someone is here. You dock your ship nearby, go ashore, and start climbing the narrow, rain-slick path. Soon you reach the cave. Inside, two figures sit on opposite ends of the campfire. On one side, a stern, gray-haired man with a scar on his mouth. How do you have a scar on your mouth? Is that like across the lips? Wearing a merchant's garb. On the other, a flamboyant woman in a giant hat with notebooks, drawing instruments, and a small trained fade ray on her shoulder. They seem glad to have a visitor. A traveler. Pray tell, who are you? Just a traveler. They don't inquire more and instead pelt you with questions. Okay, so, scar across his mouth. I see he's got a scar across his eye and nose. I don't see a scar across his mouth. Are you sailing toward the golden citadel that fell from the skies? If so, you're heading in the wrong direction. Or maybe you're fleeing from the Blazefall. Could you take me with you? I'd loathe to spend any more time with this man. Sure, babe. I got room for you on my raft of wreckage. This man? You were about to marry me, hag. Strange or not, these people might know where the closest land is. Ask about the Blazefall. They both go silent for a moment. When you live in the safety of Evershade, it's easy to forget about the horror that the good Lady Luada shields us from. In my life, I've seen holes and cracks appear in her disk, erasing entire islands, but this Blazefall, it was something else. It evaporated the largest Sombrian port in the region. It cut us off from the main body of the Sombrian Dominion. It chased hundreds of people away from their homes. Whenever my father got mad, he would always shout, "May you live in interesting times." I'm afraid his curse has taken flesh. What about the Golden Citadel? You do have some faint memories of a bright meteor crashing into the dark seas. Didn't you see it? When the sky cracked, a giant structure fell over the edge and tumbled into the sea. It came from the other side, the sunward face of Luada. Nothing should survive there, bathed in the rays of the broken sun, but it did. Now it's here. Everyone for hundreds of miles has seen it fall. Who knows what's inside? I bet all the treasure hunters and pirates are already looking for it. Ask about themselves. This is where things get hazy. He peeks at the woman who puffs up her cheeks and says nothing. We were on a ship, a sturdy, slow vessel. We can't remember where we were going. Then the shield of Luada cracked. The sails were damaged. We took one of the rescue boats and fled the blaze, leaving our ship behind. We managed to outrun the light, and finally we reached this rock. We have no idea where we were traveling to. The strange thing is, we were both wearing wedding clothes. We had this thing with us. She gestures to the corner of the cave, where a small vestigial flickers. You walk up to the discarded item. What was once a document is now a vibrating, humming glitch of reality, a remnant of something erased by the broken sun. Inspect their vestigial. I'm going to inspect their vestigial. Cough, please. Might be the clue to everything that's missing from their memories. As you lift it up, it burns your fingertips. The text seems unreadable, and yet, under your touch, the page quiets for a moment. It is their marriage contract. Not knowing how long the vestigial will remain stable, you read it as fast as you can. The pair was on their way back from a large port city where they had officially married. They were heading home to some small island southeast of here, well beyond Blazefall, by now certainly eaten away by the light. The vestigial glitches out again. The pain becomes unbearable. You drop it to the ground and look at the pair. No wonder they can't remember a thing. When the light took the island they met on, the house, the child, their memories disappeared as well. Anything the light takes is not merely gone, it never existed in the first place. The merchant notices your strange look and jumps to his feet. What is it? Tell us, did you see something in that damned thing? Your throat dries. I tell them the truth. You tell them they were married. You tell them about the home they built together and the child they were raising. Now, all taken by the light. The grief it inflicts on them is crushing. It takes a moment before they can act again. They look at each other as if wondering whether they can still salvage what once connected them. Then the woman shakes her head. Now, even more, I don't want to be with this man. He would remind me of a past that never was. Merchant says nothing, but seems to share the sentiment. Choose one of them to accompany you. Seems clear they won't travel together, and your patchwork vessel can only hold one more. Since these two refuse to go together, you need to choose. Flamboyant zoologist. She's got a pet. Merchant is more likely to have monetary resources, but the hot babe. How can I say no? Or trained flying. See, Fade Ray could be a great scouting tool. Too bad the animal also loves pillaging provisions. Oh, right. Gain the flamboyant zoologist crew member. She deals a D8 damage, applies 4 burn, but we destroy. I assume that can only be used like once per combat, then? Your chaos engulfs more. You leave the rock with the zoologist while the merchant watches you depart, cold anger in his eyes. There's a larger island north of here, an old smuggler's hideout that might be abandoned. Just be careful. While we stayed in our cave several times, we saw a strange white ship prowling the sea in the distance and heard gunfire. Probably wouldn't want to meet them. Find a safe port. Oh, wrong way. It's fine. It's fine. Ding, ding, dong, dong. We'll go ahead and attempt to go quickly. Oh, I don't know what that is. Let's slow it down a little. Captain's log. Day 3 since Blazefall, year 612 after the breaking of the sun. The raft won't hold much longer. Whipped about by the waves, it groans and creaks like a dying man. What's worse, I think I saw a white sail against the darkness of the horizon. No doubt the vessel my new crew member warned of. Fortunately, we're approaching an uncharted island. Though we're not the first to get there, a dozen campfires already light up trees and shrubs that grow around the central cove. The shouts and threats coming from there carry far over the dark sea. If not for our ghostly pursuer, I would avoid this place. Speak for yourself. This place looks fun. Crack some heads, gamble away the raft, pass out drunk on the beach. Or better yet, don't do that. The world is ending, dummy. What do we have to lose? Create home port. You run your raft aground next to the rows of assorted small vessels. Cove is now home to several dozen people. Some escaped the Blazefall, while others took advantage of the chaos and fled plantations of the Sombrian Dominion. Gathered in a circle under the ancient statue of Luada, they argue about what to do next. It says he's one-eyed. That guy doesn't look like he's one-eyed. I say we should split up and flee, every man for himself. The white ship won't reach us all. Catch us all. His mates cheer, but a woman with an arquebus in place of her missing arm smirks. Gun hand. Really? Turning your tail and hoping for luck is the best you can do? You'd let this ship claim even more victims? Fight it yourself if you wish. I've seen it. It glows like the eyes of the devil himself. It glides over the water like a specter. Is it the Black Pearl? The argument heats up. Guns are drawn. Cutlasses gleam in eager hands. The woman looks at the faces of the crowd and rests her eyes on you. You freeze while all faces turn to you. Hi, guys. I'll wait. Nobody seems to notice your protest. They immediately cast a vote. 2/3 are in favor. Were you really so famous? With many of your memories burned away by the light, it's difficult to say. Of course, you were the best damn captain who ever lived, and they know that. Oh, don't think you're special. They simply jumped on one option that allowed them to avoid slaughter. Oh no, as if we didn't have enough problems. Whatever the reason is, it seems you're now the leader of this ragtag band and their small port. There's gun hand, deal a d6 damage, accuracy range 4, gain 2 advantage, deal d12 damage, then destroy. Captain's log, day 3 since the Blazefall day. Yeah. By a twist of fate I don't fully understand, I'm now burdened with a near impossible task to confront the vessel that sails around this island, hunting survivors of the Blazefall. Should I succeed, I'll have a port to call my own while I search for my lost ship and crew. Should I fail, this cut-off community will be doomed. New quest, the Great Ship. All ships in the cove are at your disposal, and so are the people. Talk to my crew. You check on your crew. The flamboyant zoologist approaches you, flustered. Captain, may I have a word? Of course. I just met an old friend from the academy days, Iris. She came here looking for help. The East Sentinel Island she was stationed on survived the Blazefall, but was ravaged by fires. Now the entire population of endemic East Sentinel giant stick bug is in danger. Iris is looking for a ship, but no captain wants to risk heading out while the damned white ship is on the prowl. I'm outraged. Oh, yes. Will someone please think of the poor insects? I'll deal with the ship, then we'll decide to help your friend. She squeals with joy. I always do enjoy making a woman squeal with joy. No, that's never happened. Never mind. A matter of life and death. Marvelous. I'm no fool, Captain. I realize people are probably more important, but have you seen the East Sentinel giant stick bug up close? How they look at you with these beady, sad eyes. All ships in the cove are at your disposal, and so are the people. Let's talk to the refugees. Talk to various people in the cove. And they all paint a grim picture. The Blazefall destroyed many islands and drove settlers from large areas of the forlorn seas. They traveled here to find refuge, but instead came under a withering fire of an unnaturally fast, ghostly ship that hunted survivors one by one. According to many, it was surrounded by an unearthly golden glow. White sails. Golden glow. What is that thing? All ships in the cove are at your disposal. I'll talk to the gun hand, see if she's got any. Did you really sail with me? Or was it just an excuse to lay problems of this place on some random fool? Alas, your whitened hair does not lie. The broken sun really took your memories. Most of them, yes. Something is unsettling about the way she smiles when she hears those words. Gods have a strange sense of humor. I admit I hoped you would not remember how we parted ways, but a sun-touched captain is no good for us. We need you to fight the white ship. Open up the high seas. My fate rides on this as much as yours. Seems like you and I need a hand. I still have one to spare. All right, let's set sail. Okay, so the flamboyant quest and the gun hand quest are not available, but the white ship is. Before setting sail, from your hope part, your reputation value will be updated. Subsequent levels will unlock new vessels, skills, and opportunities. I have gained a sloop. Hang on, Sloopy. Sloopy, hang on. That's an old guy song. Really old. We have a sloop. The next step is to select your ship. Currently, the sloop is available. More ships will become available as your reputation grows. I don't know what the other two are, so we're going to choose the sloop. These are our cards. 2 spaces to the right, 2 spaces to the left. Shooting stuff, pardon the yawn. And rally. Final step is to choose your crew and cargo. Followers provide with special cards, but for now, you may only select one of them. As your reputation grows, you'll be able to take more followers with you. Now your choices are limited to supplies. To extend your voyage in gold in the future, include trade goods, quest items, maps, and artifacts. Press auto load, select one follower, and set sail. I've auto loaded. I have a lot of supply, gold, and my lucky spyglass. Let's see. Gun hand or flamboyant zoologist. So she has deal 8 damage, D8, and apply 4 burn. She has deal D6, gain 2 advantage, deal D12. Let's go with the flamboyant zoologist. She goes off faster, if you'll pardon the phrase. Let's continue. Deload? It had load and deload. Is that a thing? Find the white ship. Oh, there we are. Sorry, I misread. Well, we're going to find it pretty quick. I'm not sure how I feel about the combat. The first combat thing seemed to have a really high random factor. There's the white ship. The ghostly white ship. Oh, we've got more hit points than they do. We've reached the waters where the... Captain, you're needed upstairs. Pen jerks in your hand, leaving a blotch of ink. You jump from your desk and run topside, while behind you the black spot consumes more and more of the page. On the deck, you notice a group of sailors looking to the west, where a bright speck begins to grow in the dimness of the sea. It's approaching fast. You wouldn't be able to outrun it, even if you wished. How's it so fast? Is this... The water, save us! As the glow comes closer, you realize it's not coming from above the water, but from below. Under the shimmering waves, an inverted white specter of a ship approaches, a reflection with nothing to cast it, a perversion of nature that pierces the depths, leaving a golden trail in its wake. And even though the rippled surface of the sea, you'd recognize that silhouette anywhere. The Pale Oath. Though damaged and touched by the broken sun, it was not destroyed by the same blazefall that stranded you on a raft, and now it's coming for you once again. It rose from the fathomless oceans beyond death to take revenge! Nonsense. There must be a reasonable explanation. You squint, inspecting the enemy deck. The sailors are ragged and bleached white, just like the ship, but move with purpose, quickly preparing for battle. Some have that faint golden aura around them. The Sombrians are now close. You don't need a spyglass to see sun-bleached crew silently working the rigging and cannons. The battle's about to start. Even with all the advantages you gained, this will be a close call. You clear your throat, your favorite mask slipping on like a well-worn glove. The bigger the beast, the greater the glory in felling it. Let the people of Freeport sing the day we looked death in the eye and did not flinch. I gained courage, battle action, deal a d6. Accurate range, deal d8. Are you with me? That's a yes. They're with me. Cool. A desperate battle begins. And here we go. All right, so right now we're at range. So at some point he's going to move one to the left. But what else he's going to do, we don't know. Let's see, courage. Accurate range is 1. Well, he's only going to move one to the side. On the other hand, courage is not a... Okay, we have 3 action. And courage is not a destroy option. Move 2 spaces to the left. Action card to discard. That one. And then we're going to juke back to the left. Oh, that's right. It's the lower number, so it went off first. All right, we missed him. But I think he's going to miss us. he's going to move on 3. Presumably 1. We move there. Accurate range. We're not going to move this time. Probably a mistake. All right, he hit us for 2. Yeah. He's got all kinds of tricks. He went down and then back up. Missed us again. Doesn't look like he's moving at all. That's on turn, or on 2. So that should hit. Oh, yeah. And he's burning. She did awesome. She hit him for a D8 and set him on fire. He goes under. Comes back up. I shoot again. No, he shoots again. No, I shoot again. Oh. We sunk his ass. We got hit once? Woo-hoo, boy. Gotta say that she, the flamboyant zoologist, is really good. The 4 burn is significant. As the shattered hull of the enemy ship descends below the dark waves, its golden mist rises from a churn. It seems almost alive, coiling and gliding over the sea as if looking for something. You recognize it in an instant. Divinum. It's coming in. It's coming in too fast. Oh, maybe that's okay. Hey, fat buddy. Good evening, my friend. The ichor of the higher realm. That which elevates the god above the worm. When the vessel breaks, it looks for a new cage. The blood of the Pale Oath crew must have been saturated with it. Suddenly, the glow around this ship and its unnatural speed makes sense. It was all divinum. Or divinum, depending on how you choose to pronounce it. And now that power has no master. Quick, seize it before it bonds with anyone else! You bark a command to come about, standing on the bowsprit of your ship, arms spread wide. Spread white? Arms spread white? Head thrown back, you wait. The mist leaps at you like a tangle of glinting snakes. That's a bit overwritten. It reaches under your skin, bonds with your flesh and bones. The pain is overwhelming as the feeling of power that fills you. It hurts, it kills us. No, we are remade. You're now a wielder, one of the few who can perform true magic. Reality is clay. Twist it, squeeze it until it pops. Make the sky weep crimson. Turn the ocean to sludge. Make your crew speak backwards. Soon, both the enemy ship and the mist disappear, leaving only the oppressive darkness of the forlorn sea and some floating debris. Captain! Survivors! Shaking off the shock of the bonding, you looked at the dark waters and noticed a couple of sun-bleached men clinging to wooden remains. Fish 'em out! Turn the ship again, and your crew helps the survivors climb onto the deck, but as the first sailor from the Pale Oath tumbles past the railing, you freeze in terror. Though bleached by the sun and wounded, you recognize the quartermaster of your old ship. Captain, is that you? It's so hard to remember. We did it, Captain. When the Pale Oath ambushed us after the Blazefall, we fought hard, we captured it, killing the Sombrian crew, but you were gone. And then the sun The sun took us. He takes something off of his neck. We were looking for you, Captain, and we found... He hands you a large key made of pure brill, more intricate than anything you've ever seen in all of Evershade. The fallen citadel, where we... He goes still, horrified. You look at the other survivors. They're all your former men. While you ended up on the wreckage and built yourself a raft, Pale Oath was captured by your crew. The same crew you were looking for since you awoke on a ramshackle raft. Now they're dead. But the key to a fallen piece of the higher realm is in your hand. A key to riches untold. A key to salvation. Yes, this time will be different. This time all the people who followed you won't die. This time, you'll win. Thank you for playing Tides Blazefall. Interesting. As far as I can tell, mostly a role-playing game with the card combat, which at this point feels a little random. The random factor is quite high. And I don't know how many options you end up with. I mean, if it has, a full-blown deck-building component, that's a plus. I think that's interesting and fun, and I enjoy that kind of mechanic. In fact, I've been playing the new game from the guy who did Vampire Survivors called Vampire Champions, I think. And that one's pretty fun. I played the demo for that offline. It's like a faster playing Slay the Spire. So this is an interesting one. I don't think it makes the watch list quite. Wish list, whatever. But it's an interesting game. I will keep an eye on it. Definitely more interesting than the previous one, which was really disappointing. But that is all I had planned for the evening, was one game, possibly two, if the first one was underwhelming, and it underwhelmed. So it's going to be an early end. Sorry, Fat Body, if you just joined me. The best news you're going to get all day is you just joined and now I'm ending. I want to thank all you guys for hanging out, as always. I'm very appreciative. I should be back tomorrow at the usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. Don't know what I'll be playing. That's Thursday, my time. Friday, 2 possibilities. There's a new PoE league, PoE 1. That's one possibility. The other possibility is one of the games that I have wish listed. That the only one I've played on stream. No, that's not true. The only one I played during Next Fest. Also on stream, I did play 3 days. I played Windrose. That one made the wish list, as did Alias. No, Aelon. Aelon? Can't remember the name of it. But the game was good. And that's a survival crafting game on an alien planet. I enjoyed that one enough that it made the wish list. So I don't know what it's going to be. Guild Wars 2 is actually a really good bet for tomorrow. In fact, if you want it, that'll be sufficient for me to play Guild Wars 2 tomorrow. Okay, that's it. We've decided Guild Wars 2 tomorrow. Friday, I don't know. And also the weekend. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. But those are the 2 things I'll be playing or I'll be choosing from on Friday and probably the weekend. But Guild Wars 2 tomorrow sounds like I had no plan, now I have a plan. Guild Wars 2 tomorrow. Again, thank you guys for hanging out. It does matter. Hopefully you'll see me soon. I hope the rest of your Wednesday, possibly Thursday morning, goes okay. Congratulations, you've survived hump day. You can now coast towards your weekend. I hope. Anyway, back tomorrow.